Good afternoon. Great to have you with us here at 4 o'clock. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. Thanks so much for watching 13 News at 4. We actually are going to have more on those stories in just a moment. But first, you got to see this video.
Take a look at these massive explosions. There it is. There's another one right there. This is after a fire broke out at a fireworks facility in Yolo County, California, which is in the northern part of that state. We're going to tell you what authorities were forced to do to keep people living in that area safe. But we begin with this. Security cameras capturing a brazen smash and grab at a fireworks store. This is on the east side of Indianapolis. Metro Police tell us it happened just before 6 o'clock this morning near 21st and Emerson.
Our crew was actually the first on scene and talked with the owner who showed up minutes after it happened. Ashton Hackman walks us through that incredible security video.
Cameras inside Big Wick Fireworks captured the moment a car came smashing through the front window. Several people wearing hoodies hop out with trash bags getting right to work. One of the people carries out 3 to 4 big boxes of fireworks in both hands. A camera pointed on the other side shows another person cleaning house with a table stacked of fireworks. Owner Aaron Sparks was at home at the time and woke up to alerts from the camera, lighting up his phone.
I seen a car in the middle of my building. They backed through the front door. I seen 5 or 6 people jump out, started grabbing fireworks.
Sparks told us he lives just minutes away from the store and rushed to take action. He said an officer at a nearby gas station heard the break-in and chased the suspects on foot. Metro Police tell us they were able to get away. Sparks said another car was parked behind the store during the break-in and was left behind before police towed it away.
Overall, the front door's toast, but we got lucky.
The suspects didn't eye just Big Wick Fireworks. Sparks said they also broke into a bar and nearby taco truck. The driver's side window left smashed with glass shattered all over the sidewalk. No arrests, no charge yet for criminals hitting an Indy fireworks store ahead of the 4th of July. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
All right, Ashton, and Big Wick Fireworks was able to reopen not long after the break-in. The owner tells us they are open through the week.
Now to the sentencing of a Lafayette father whose 5-year-old shot his 1-year-old sibling. Within the last hour or so, we've learned a judge gave Deontay Johnson 32 years in prison plus 8 years probation. Last month, Johnson was found guilty for multiple charges related to drugs and neglect. The shooting happened back in 2023. Investigators also found drugs in both of the children's systems.
And the verdicts are in for Sean Diddy Combs and his legal camp. They are viewing them as a victory. Today, the mogul was convicted of prostitution-related offenses, but acquitted on the most serious charges: racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. And those charges were linked to allegations that he forced girlfriends into hundreds of drug-fueled sex marathons with other men. Diddy's lawyers contend that those women were willing participants.
Lee Waldman has the very latest today from the courthouse in Manhattan.
The jury in the federal trial of hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has come to a verdict: guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, but not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy.
Obviously, we would have liked to have seen convictions on the RICO charges and the sex trafficking charges, but Cassie prompted this investigation by the Southern District, and now Sean Combs stands before the court as a convicted felon of 2 federal crimes.
The jury heard from 34 witnesses called by the prosecution, including 2 of Combs' former girlfriends, Cassie Ventura, and a woman testifying under the alias Jane. The woman testified Combs coerced them to engage in sexual encounters referred to as freak-offs and hotel nights. Ventura spoke on the stand about violence she says she endured throughout the course of their 11-year relationship.
What she did was so brave and courageous.
Combs and his defense team celebrating the acquittal of the most serious charges he was facing. Combs telling his family in the courtroom, quote, "Thank you. Love you, Mom. I love you. I love you. I love you." His family and friends who have been supporting him throughout the duration of the trial erupted in cheers and called his legal team the Dream Team. Prosecutors have indicated they will seek incarceration during the sentencing phase of the trial. The transportation to engage in prostitution charge carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Combs has been convicted of 2 counts, so he could receive a prison sentence of up to 20 years. Combs' family members waving to cameras while leaving the courthouse after the verdict came down. Ventura's attorney celebrating the convictions.
She's moving on with her life, and I think it'll be a beautiful life with her family.
In Lower Manhattan, I'm Lee Waldman.
And there, of course, is a lot of reaction to today's verdicts. We spoke to an Indianapolis attorney and former federal prosecutor who tried sex trafficking cases about her reaction to today's decision. Listen.
Two types of reactions that I had. First, you have respect for the jury who sat and who listened to the evidence in this case, weeks and weeks of evidence. And I think, though, as someone who is wholly supportive of survivors of sex crimes and sex trafficking, this verdict is devastating. That you could see a woman literally beaten on a video as part of an incident of sex trafficking, that you could hear testimony from a completely independent witness saying, I watched her be beaten as part of this freak off, and that's not sex trafficking. It's a devastating verdict.
Korobov went on to say that today's verdicts underscore the amount of work that still needs to be done in the movement to protect trafficking victims.
All right, take a turn here. Talk about the weather on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Sean was here at noon with me when we talked about how comfortable it was. It's still comfortable out there, just not as much.
The weather is perfect. Take me to a pool.
Okay, you're
give
right.
Me a
You're right.
cocktail.
You're right.
It's wonderful. Yeah. It's a smidge
It's
hot.
just it's intense.
It's a smidge hot.
We almost all three
smidge.
agree. We're pretty close here.
It's close.
You know?
It's good.
It's close. It doesn't happen often with us, but I'm glad it's happening today. Yeah.
We found the middle ground.
Got to go back to this morning because it was our coolest morning we've had in 3 weeks. That is noticeable.
Great.
And you felt it.
Yeah,
It
if
was
you
so
walked
wonderful.
outside this morning, it was perfect. 50s, in fact, on the map here, officially 64 in Indy. Quick recovery. This is July. Sunshine, that high sun angle, and boom, we're back into the mid and upper 80s. It is warm. It should be warm. It's not terribly humid. That will definitely change in a big way here, and we'll have more on that in the holiday forecast. Just a few fair weather clouds. No rain expected. Should be a pretty pleasant evening. We talked about the cool morning, the quick warm up, and this weekend, yeah, we're back to the sweaty air here. I'm telling you, it is going to be another humid air mass for us coming in, and it will eventually spawn some downpours and some thunderstorms. 86 with a dew point of 60. That's relatively dry air, comfortable stuff for us. We're going to be outside this evening. Enjoy it here. It won't be as cool tonight, and it is going to be hotter in the days ahead. We'll let you know when we get back to 90 plus ahead in your forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Sean. We appreciate it. And we just talked about how hot it is. So if you need a place to cool off, Eagle Creek Park Beach is reopening today. The beach closed last week after routine water testing found elevated levels of E. coli. Now, Indy Parks and Rec are releasing an update saying the latest water tests show acceptable E. coli levels. The park also wants to remind visitors that swimming at Eagle Creek is only allowed in the designated swim areas when a lifeguard is on duty.
Great timing.
Yes.
Time for the 4th.
4th of July. I think they knew.